Here. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so last time we played, it was the finale of the caves, as well as a really long cutscene, basically. But if you'll remember, we talked about the region of the Sword Coast called Eltergard. Excuse me. And the city of Elturel. Real quick, I just want to read the description of the city of Elturel again. I know James missed that last time. Elturel is a city on a hill. It stands overlooking the river. Oh wait, hold up! Before I read this, I gotta put the that other dope scene up here so James can see this. Bam! It stands overlooking the river. Yes. A major location along the trade route through the western heartlands. El Terrell and its environs, for many miles around, are safe haven for visitors and citizens alike. Much of its safety comes from the effort of the Hell Riders, whose cavalry patrol the roads that lead to Eltergard, as well as the paths along the river. In the city's center, directly beneath the companion, is a cliffside that holds aloft the High Hall. The castle, whose walls surround the summit of the mount, is home to the High Observer and to a great deal of the bureaucracy of Eltergard. A stream runs out of the center of the castle, spawned by powerful springs in its cellars. It flows north across the Tor's top and then down one of its cliffs in a series of waterfalls called the Maiden's Leap. By canal, it forms a moat for the eastern dock district before it joins the Chanthar River. Along the stream, across the Tor, lies a long, narrow garden and an open place of flowers, wooded paths, and arched bridges. The garden is a favorite meeting place for the citizens of El Terrell and retains a wild beauty in winter. The rich folk of the city dwell nearest a garden atop the Tor, while folk in the town below live mostly in tall, narrow homes that are rich in balconies and windows. Its benefits notwithstanding, the constant illumination that bathes El Terrell can be difficult for newcomers to adjust to. Inns and boarding halls usually swathe the windows of their guest rooms in thick cloth to block out the light so that visitors can get some sleep. Without the onset of dawn or dusk to frame the day's labors, citizens rely on the tolling of the bells from the high hall to denote the start and end of the workday. The lack of natural darkness means the city sees less sorts of activities that folk in other places often undertake at night. El Terrell has a low incidence of brawling and ambushes in the alleys around the inns and taverns. Those who would engage in thievery must be especially careful and shrewd to succeed. Um, and James, do you know about the Traveler? Was that while you were still on the second sun that's over the city? So, long story short, a group of vampires worked their way into the leadership of the city and took the entire city and region over. Um, and the citizens prayed for aid, and one day a second sun, a dawn came, and when the true dawn rose the next day, the second sun stayed, and this light destroyed all undead in the region, and continues to do so to this day. The citizens have come to call this second sun the companion, as it has brought forth paladins and holy warriors to the region to protect the city and they are called the companions, and they swear an oath um, where their personal gods are not to be quabbled over, and the protection of the city and the holy place is their true goal. Um, so it's funny. It's basically the Destiny 2 storyline, except instead of guardians, it's companions, and instead of the traveler, it's the companion. Um, okay, let me load up the map of the city. So uh, it's fairly early in the morning. You guys camped out just outside of town, and after waiting for the ferry to take you across the river, it's about just before noon now, and you guys are welcomed into the dock area of Eltergard. You'll remember the primary reason for your coming is to find Leosin and Ornthar to report your findings from the camp, um, from the Dragon Disciples, and what they're doing, where they're going, all that. Um, so you guys are free to move about the city however you want. I thought we'd do this as kind of like a sandbox role play thing. You don't have to like move your characters step by step. We're gonna do this more in the theater of the mind. I if you on your left sidebar, if you click the little bookmark icon on your like toolbar on the left, you should be able to see several green and yellow and orange icons. These are all of the shops and taverns and temples of the region. If there's any more information about the city or the region that you want to learn about, this would be a great way to do it. Um, there's, the companion. You could go learn about any of these different religions. There's the Hell Riders, so on and so forth. Right, right. It was the spaghetti squash. That would be investigation, and probably you. And you can just mark the spell off your character sheet. Oh, right. Let me unpause. My bad. Uh,
For all that kind of stuff, you can just kind of do it manually. Um, just because we are doing the theater of mind thing, like the combat automation stuff is not as important unless you guys go get into a bar brawl or kick someone in an alleyway or something. Might happen, right? Okay, so hit me with a investigation roll. Is there a particular like genre of bar you're looking for? Like you want the rough and tumble, the fine establishment, like the place all the cops hang out, like okay, yep, yep. And are you guys mentioning either Laosin or Ornthar at this point, or are you guys just getting settled in? Okay, nope. Great. Nope, you're the one making the rolls. All right, hit me with the investigation, please. Okay, so it takes you a few minutes. Yeah, you can throw another D4 on there if you want. Is that guidance? What's guidance is D4, right? Yeah. It should be just under your chat box. Just hit the little D4 and hit roll. I'll just do it manually tonight. Okay, so 14. So you take an air of confidence as you begin strolling through the city, making idle chat with folks as you pass by, and talking with street vendors and sampling wares and gathering tidbits here and there. And as you begin to get the feeling for the city and the dock culture, if you will, because you guys are on the in the docks right now. Uh, you begin to ask deeper questions. Um, where can I find a bit of rough and tumble? And to another gentleman, where do the adventurers congregate? And as you make your way through the docks, by the time you guys make it to the city proper, you have a pretty good idea where you're wanting to head. You've heard rumors of a tavern on the eastern section of town where all the working folk and commoners live. It's an inn called the Iron Tankard Ales. Uh, it's a dwarven brew house where they brew their own ales, and it tends to be a very popular spot amongst adventurers and the fine common folk of the city alike, which always leads to an entertaining evening. As you make your way through town, um, you have never been in a town quite like this. The radiance gives you a just a feeling of confidence, and as you walk through the streets and alleys, you don't see any crime. Everyone's going about their day in a respectful manner, and you must have passed at least 4 patrols of what the locals would call the Hell Riders, paladins, wearing full regalia with a symbol upon their armor, never in the same spot on 2 different paladins, but sorry, I lost my bookmark here. Okay. Ah, yes. Well, you know that from the history of this city, uh, not that long ago, this entire region was under control by a vampire lord, and he had systematically replaced everyone of import within the city with his spawn. Now, while the undead themselves may have been vanquished overnight, the network of despicable acts that were a part of that and that entire ecosystem can't simply vanish overnight. So you know that there is still quite a bit of back alley trading of people, like human trafficking, but not just humans. And they are smuggled in and out of the city, um, and you don't know how or where or anything like that, but you are aware that that has been going on in this city long past the fall of the vampire lord. Hmm. Okay, so you guys, what's that? Oh no, this is just your average tavern. So you guys stroll in to this tavern, and when you take a look around, you feel at home. There are people singing and dancing on tables, and within moments of being in the bar, you hear the telltale. of a stool being kicked out from under them. Um, it's a lively place, even in the midday. Uh, Most of the workers are either here having a quick beer on their lunch, or have worked from the very early hours and are just getting off work. In a place like this, there is no day or night cycle per se, so there are folk working throughout all hours of the day. So while it might be morning for some, it's party time for others. As you make your way up to the bar, you're greeted by a stout dwarven alesmith. Ah, greetings, adventurers. Welcome to Elturel. Don't let the light bother you. We have plenty of thick shading on our rooms if you'll be needing a place to stay, and our beer is as thick as it comes. Now, what can I do for you? Okay. Oh, aye. We get plenty of adventurers just like yourselves coming through this region. Plenty of folk trying to prove themselves one way or another to the companions. Some want to join, some just want to bask in the glory. If I hear of anyone needing any favors, so to speak, I'll send them your way. You seem the capable sort. Now, will you be staying and needing a room, or just here for the food and drink? Ooh. That's, yeah, it still checks out. Yeah, yeah. Wow. Yep, you called it, bro. Nat 20s all night. All night. Oh my god. Uh, Impressive, impressive, both of you. Well, I'll tell you what. You say you need 3 rooms. How long are you staying?
3 rooms, as long as you're here. 2 hours a day from each of you. I don't care when you put it in or how you do it. I'll give you half off the whole stay. Yeah, so like you both got to work for 2 hours a day. James has got to bounce for 2 hours a day, and you got to perform for 2 hours a day. It can be the same 2 hours. Oh, I could always use the extra advertisement. I'd like to speak with you about the word of the bitch queen. Nice. Yeah, if you can get some of those fancy pantses from the upper side of town to come spend some coin down here, I'd be most grateful to you. Well, finest dwellings might be a stretch, but here at the Iron Tankard, we have but one fine room. I'll see to it that it's yours, but you better bring me some business. Um, there is indeed some arm wrestling going on. Yeah, absolutely. I can't say that I have. Um, yeah, I mean that's. I suppose he would probably be with you guys because he'll be back like any moment. So, yeah, that's legit.
And after introducing Digans, the cunt smasher of arm wrestling, we also introduce, and I pull the hood down. We also have a half dragon with us. I yell out as I point out our other friend.
He pulls his
It
hood
breathes
back up.
fire and
I've
acid and
gives you a little gut punch real quick, and I've told you I'm not half dragon. I'm merely dragon blooded, fool.
well, your mother was a dragon and your father was a hamster.
He bristles up and kind of turns the other way, ignoring you.
Okay. I've taken up way too much time, so everyone else.
Oh, it's all good.
Now that we have
Bartholomew speaks to the tavern guy and says, "Perhaps you've heard of Marville Merriweather. He was my father, a great merchant.
Oh,
Rest in
he's passed
peace."
through here a few times.
Yes, indeed. I'm very accustomed to the high life because of him. So we have the coin for a nice. We'll make sure that we pay for the nicest bedding you have while we're in town, and we'll bring all the rich people around because that's what I'm all about. Making deals.
Well, I sure hope you do. If you're as
Indeed.
good at bringing them in as you say you are, we could use a little bit higher clientele, if you understand my meaning.
Oh, indeed, yes. It's time to make some money. What do you say?
Indeed. All right. Well, get to it then, boys. I expect customers, music, and protection while you're staying here. So you guys have procured a place to stay as long as you're in town, and you have a like an introductory connection now with this bartender. So you can use him as a point of contact and such. And you now have an obligation for a couple of hours each throughout the day. So it's now kind of into the late afternoon. Are you guys like getting some food, going to your room, settling in? What is the next plan of action?
Well, we haven't eaten, and it's already 4. We got to town at 7. So Bart's
Yeah, you guys are
stomach
definitely
is
getting pretty
grumbling.
hungry. So you throw your equipment and extra goods and such and backpacks up into the rooms and come down and order up a round of ales and the house special for the night. A rather healthy sized steak and a huge pile of mashed potatoes, followed by several tankards of ale later. You guys are feeling well satiated and enjoying comforts that you have not enjoyed in almost a month. You've been on the road and in a burning village and living in caves and random camps and road life for quite some time now, and this is truly a treat to be soaked in and enjoyed. Will you guys be staying for the rest of the evening, or did you want to go explore some more of the city?
Bart looks around the tavern. How populated is it? Are there people to talk to?
Oh yeah, there's tons of folks.
Tons of folks.
Oh yeah, and as it gets further into the evening, it's just filling up more and more. People of every size and shape, obvious adventurers, the hardworking folk of the city, every type of person except for like ultra rich. You don't see any like nobility or any like high society types. It's all like the common people and adventurers.
fucking good.
So I guess Bartholomew will fixate on the adventurers.
Okay.
And perhaps walk up to them, introduce himself, maybe buy him around, and steer the conversation towards the cult of the dragon and gossip and see if he hears anything about other people encountering the cult of the dragon. And also ask about one Laosin and Onthar, if anyone has seen them.
Okay, go ahead and roll up an investigation.
Womp.
Womp,
cast,
womp.
He's a little tipsy.
throw an inspiration on there.
A
An
bardic.
inspiration.
You're D6 now, right?
I'll use one. Yep, D6.
D6.
All right, just roll a D6 up.
Nice.
Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
there we
All
go.
right, so
Hell yeah.
13. So you begin to chat with a couple different groups of adventurers. Several of them are just exhausted and have just recently returned to town from their adventures and are really in no mood to talk. But after a few conversations, you find a group of folk that are a little more chatty. They've been in town for a little while. They recently had a very successful adventure, and they are celebrating. You have some good conversation with them and chit chat about this and that, and after a while, you've ordered a few rounds. You bring up Leosin and Ornthar, and you first bring up Leosin, and they really haven't heard of anyone that goes by this name. They're not sure of who you speak. But when you mention Ornthar, they immediately, oh, of course, Ornthar, the leader. He's the leader of the Order of the Gauntlet here in El Tyrell. You're gonna want to go to the tavern on the north side of town called the Pair of Black Antlers. He and his order use this as a base of operations of sorts, if you will. He's well known throughout the city. He and his order are a virtuous group. They have done much for the city in since the dark days of the Vampire Lord. If you seek him out, surely he will be there.
I thank you kindly, and I hope you have good adventures ahead.
Indeed, you as well. And the next round's on us when you guys are ready. He thanks you for the round earlier.
No way.
Indeed.
What? I'll be rolling con saves.
Right?
Yeah.
Dang near. Oh, yeah. Yupa's poor elven stature just slumps
Goddamn.
into his chair. His eyes all of a sudden half cocked. His words slur as they stumble out of his mouth.
Don't let
Everyone
the,
else is feeling it, but do it okay.
don't let the tavern owner see you in this state. He's gonna be pissed.
I know. You guys better take me up to the fucking room or something. Apparently I'm in such a state that I can't perform.
I mean, you could certainly try. Okay, so evening continues into the night. You guys are having a great old time, just relaxing and chatting with folk. Yupa, are you going to attempt some bardic shenanigans?
Yeah, of course, but I guess I
All
gotta
right.
do. Can I do another con save? See if I
yeah.
don't fuck this up.
Well, no, make a perform check, but you roll with disadvantage because you're wasted. And James,
Okay,
if you would please
perform.
roll a. If you would please roll me up a perception.
I roll
19 and a 16.
insight.
Wow, you shred it.
The drunkenness
Yes,
makes it
insight
even better.
would actually also be perfect for this situation. Oh, well, not quite. But go ahead and roll that
I'm
perception
scanning the room
next.
though.
But yeah, you're keeping a sharp eye out. Your intuition tells you nothing, but about halfway into Yupa's song, as he begins to just absolutely out of nowhere, as if possessed by another being, he just starts to shred his instrument. What do you play? What's your instrument of choice?
I'm rocking the lute right now.
The
So
lute,
it's real
classic.
good.
So yeah, you are just shredding this lute and singing just classic songs of Elminster as in his younger days, which is impressive because not many people know the tales, and surely none in
When
this
he was
bar.
but a young thief on the streets of Waterdeep, he roamed through the cottages looking for things to keep. His name was Elminster, and this is his song. The song of when he was young, before he was the greatest wizard in the world.
Oh my god.
That's inspiration right
Yep,
there.
that's 100%
That's
inspiration.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
All right, thank you.
Sorry.
Oh
I
my
appreciate
god.
that. I
Oh,
appreciate that. I'll
man.
take it.
How do you
I'll
get?
take it.
Can you get? Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, right. Inspiration
Can we
for
have
life.
that be a soundbite you can play?
Yeah. Oh, that I'm
Yeah,
definitely
I'm
gonna
glad you
make that.
recorded that.
I'm gonna. Yeah. That's got its own track and everything. I can make that a
Dude,
clean
that's about to
Discord
go
soundbite.
dude.
Oh, beautiful.
I'm clipping it on Twitch right now.
Oh shit, it's happening. It's happening.
You're about to be internet famous, bro.
And then a few years later, he became a woman. There was an evil curse bestowed upon him by a belt that clasped. And when it clasped upon his belly, he knew it was the last time he'd see his winner. 'Cause he had a badge. Alright, that was book 2 of Elminster.
Wow. Yeah, right? Mostly accurate to lore.
As any good song should be.
No, I'm
Right?
serious. Elminster becomes a woman because he
Oh,
gets a
yeah.
medal of fucking that shit attached to him and the whole thing. Anyways.
Yep. It sure is.
Did we record that too? 'Cause
Beautiful.
That's,
Oh, it's
that's,
all recorded.
That's
It's
number
done.
2. Perfect.
Thank you.
Am I
So
working
about
the door
halfway
right now?
through, well, not necessarily, but that is up to you. But at this moment, you're just relaxing and doing the thing. But you do notice that about halfway through that song, there is a half orc and a human in the back who have been in a heated debate for the last 20 or 30 minutes. And the half orc just stood up so sharply that his chair got knocked back, and he decks the human. And the human just kind of slumps back into his chair, knocked out clean. And then you notice a few of his friends start to eye that half orc with a
gonna
pretty
head over
nasty
there.
look.
I'm gonna walk over there and roll a persuasion and say, and here I thought orcs had better manners than that.
Oh shit.
Well, you do successfully say that.
Let me
The
throw
half orc.
No, let me throw a D6
Oh,
at
you're
him.
in the
Come
middle of
on now.
rocking out. No way. You're in the middle
Yeah,
of
no,
rocking
I can
hard.
do it mid rocking out.
There's
Come on.
still Elminster's tale is still being regaled in the background
All
as you
right,
approach
fair,
these. The half orc turns and gives you a look of disgust as his lower jaw juts
Right
out
at the
even
point in the
further than
song where it
normal.
says his wiener turned into a vag, that's when he looks over at you.
Yeah.
He's like, what?
Directly. And he sizes you up for a moment, and understanding that you're actually even slightly larger than he is, he still hedges his bets on his ferocity. What's it to you, bub?
I'm gonna use the cantrip minor illusion, and I'm gonna make my eyes soulless black pits of itchy tar, like a doll's eyes. And icy white veins are gonna streak across my skin, revealing my dragon blood. And I'm gonna roll an intimidation.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm gonna roll.
Roll with advantage.
I'm gonna roll and say, does this look like the kind of tavern you imagine dying in?
Oh, yes. That's what I'm talking about.
Wow, look at that.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's, I don't know, that looked like a 49 to me.
Fucking, hold on. I need to make like a note of this in my phone
So
or something.
the orc
Amazing.
just puts his hands up and shakes his head. Keep it in your pants, bub. I'm out of here. And he just starts making his way towards the exit.
Hey, tip the barkeep on your way out.
Whatever you say,
On
boss.
that 20.
And he goes over and just leaves a small sack of coins and walks out. Doesn't even bother counting any out. Just leaves the whole thing. He's just like not looking for this kind of night.
I'm gonna wink at the barkeep.
The barkeep gives you a nod and a.
Or the bar girl, not the barkeep. Not the.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, you sure you don't want some of that dwarven action? You need a nice 250-pound dwarf with a beard that you can hang on to.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Already
my
got one of
God.
those in our little shindig.
Oh, my God.
I had a thought. Dick screams out, "You've got a 250-pound and 5'3" little lady, and she's sitting on your knee. It's looking real good and it's looking real fine, and you think, hey, maybe I'll make her my wife. Things keep going and things go good. It's always low to the ground as it should. And it's real easy and it's real fun when you put it in her little dwarven bun. But hey! And I hope the crowd will exclaim at this point. Let me roll a performance to this point of the.
You're going to have to tell me what you roll because I'm away from the screen for a second.
Alright, that's going to be a nat 20. Oh, well, it was a 23.
Damn. Okay.
Alright, so. I
somehow
just get the crowd all
you're
excited and
just still,
yell
you're
out a
like
song.
barely conscious. Like if someone asked you what the date was, you wouldn't even be able to form words. But you're still playing the guitar and singing perfectly.
It was the greatest song in the world. Tribute. You're not going to remember this, but you're going to come up with a tribute song.
Exactly. But we could not remember. Anyways, that's where Dake's at. He just goes off on the greatest song in the world. but it's just a tribute. Can remember the greatest song in the world. No.
I'm gonna post up at the door and start running a cover for the world-class musical act that we have going on.
Alright, well in that case, I'm about to
Nice.
drop some fucking spells up in this bitch. Prestidigitation to make the stage look like it's made of a reflective sheen of frost. Then cast Prestidigitation again to make it look like there's pink smoke coming up from the cracks that start to appear as I tap on it with my bow, 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 bow. And then each tap, bow, bow, bow. I'm playing a bass line, bow, bow, bow. The cracks get wider, bow, more smoke, bow, bow, bow. And then I'm like, bow, bow, bow. And then it's like a bunch of people are in there, and I look around the bartender, and I'm like, you're going to comp us all of this shit. And you're going to give me 50%. And I say that to him, and then I wait and see what he says. I'm going to roll it. That's going to be a persuasion. Oh, let me roll with advantage because I'm going to use my fucking inspiration.
Yeah. Oh.
Still terrible.
The bartender yells back as he brings a full tray of beers over to James. Contract's been signed, boyo. Play.
And then I'm going to cast my final bardic inspiration on myself. And I'm
You can't cast bardic inspiration on yourself.
You sure can. And I'm going to perform, baby. 2 and a 4.
So the booze has caught up to you. You God, I wish you rolled a
I'll
natural
go
one.
for it.
I really wanted to snap the strings of your guitar, but I don't think that's fair on a 2. Especially a 2 that turned
I
into
rolled
a 12.
2 and a 4, man. I should re-roll that. Or I should
No.
pass it on to James.
You're done. You used your
James, become the performer.
inspiration. James is
Damn
the
it.
performer. He's over here making money, getting free beers. Welcome back, Chris.
Yeah,
by the
and
way.
I meant to say I wanted to have a passive sleight of hand to just take a 5% take off the cover. Nothing greedy, nothing crazy, just a 5% take.
All right. Yep, I got you. Go ahead and roll a what is it called now? Sleight of hand, stealth.
Sleight of hand.
Nat 1.
Come on. So you actually just end up dropping a bunch of money on the ground.
I'm a man of
And-
the people.
you think it's going into your little like sleeve pocket, but it's not. you're just flicking coins onto the ground, but you don't realize it.
Just a little bit for daddy. Just
Mark thinks I'm an idiot, not a thief.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
So
Yeah.
Bart,
What's Bart up
the
to?
whole
Yeah.
time, so as all these shenanigans are going on, and you're truly understanding the chaos of the people that you've decided to venture with, this dwarven woman from across the bar starts making her way towards you, 2 beers in hand.
Nice.
Dude, put on
She
that.
walks up and sets the beers down. Fancy a pint with me, lad? She grumbles.
Oh, yeah.
Gross.
Nice.
Bart, you better fuck this dwarf chick. God damn it.
Oh boy.
No crazy thoughts now.
Little ears.
So, do you
Let him roll
do you
for
accept the given beverage?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on.
No, the other cleric behind you.
Wait, I'm sorry. What's happening? I'm talking to a dwarf?
Yeah,
A dwarven-
this
A dwarven barmaiden came
this
up.
dwarven barmaiden
Maiden.
comes forth
She's giving me a
wielding
beer?
2 beers, sits down in front of you and asks if you want to have a pint with her.
Ah, indeed. Thank you, lass. What I'm flattered. My name's Bart. We just got here. How do you like my friend Dake up on the stage?
That silly half-elf can belt it.
That was
But-
quite amazing, was it not?
It's truly something. Something indeed.
You should hear him when he gets on the hurdy-gurdy. Holy cow, let me tell you.
Now that would be a sight. I couldn't help but notice from across the bar that your armor carries the sigil of the sea bitch. I've always been curious. We have many river-faring folk around here, but none that worship the sea bitch, for we aren't close enough to the sea, but I've always been fascinated. Could you regale me with a tale?
Don't be frightened. I know she's an evil queen of the sea. It's complicated, trust me. And then I say, it's a long story. Are you up for it?
We're up
Oh.
for it.
I am. That's why I'm here.
Wait, Chris, do you want to do anything before we get into the story? Because Chris just got here and he hasn't gotten a chance to.
I mean, Corin, just give me some spiked armor. That's
Oh,
pretty much it.
you kind of have spiked armor right now, but to quickly catch you up, Chris, we
Oh, wait.
got into
We
the
have to have
bar.
Chris do a fucking arm wrestling thing before we get into the tale.
Yeah, there is
What?
arm wrestling going on, and
Okay.
Yupa actually already
fucking told
he volunteered
you
and set up
would do
bets for you,
Volunteered you and set up bets for you.
but he hasn't told
It's
you yet.
becoming a
So,
tradition.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Come on,
At least I caught it. At least I caught it this time.
You're a fucking
Yeah.
barbarian. You'll be fine.
I know. Yeah, I'll be alright.
You're
Let's see,
literally a
so-
dwarven barbarian.
Just before you get into
know.
the snurps thing, give Chris.
well, we're
his
gonna
run
we're
his-
gonna we're gonna go back and forth a little bit. So Yupa has signed you up
Yeah, yeah.
for a ladder tournament of arm wrestling.
So I've heard.
Your first round is starting now, and as you survey the scene before you, you're standing in the Iron Tankard Ales, a dwarven alesmith's establishment who crafts his own fine ales here in the inn. And it's on the eastern side of town where the common folk live. This tavern is frequented by adventurers because of the laid-back and raucous nature, as well as the vast amount of information that flows through its nightly conversations.
Gotcha.
You see before you your wonderful adventuring party. Bart finds himself drinking a ale, sitting at the table with a small but growing crowd of folk who are listening to his tale of the sea bitch, or the bitch queen, his
Yes,
his
the
his
bitch
patron
queen.
god. You have witnessed
The
your
deepest cunt.
ice giant friend breaking up several altercations and now standing guard at the door while collecting a small fee to come in and listen to your other friend who has been singing tales and bardic inspirations throughout the night, regaling tales of Elminster and sultry dwarven lasses. And now a gentleman
Sultry or
walks.
sweaty?
Well, you know,
one and then the other.
You not have one without the other, bro.
So you're taking all this in and enjoying some food and ale, and a gentleman comes up and kind of smacks you on the side of your shoulder. Diggins, right? You're up. And you're like, what? And then
I kind of do, like, look over my shoulder both times, like, what the up for what?
Dake, at this moment, you notice the guy who you placed the bets with is trying to get Diggins' attention, and Diggins is giving him the, like, what are you talking about? And you realize that you forgot to tell Diggins about your plan.
Big ol'.
Okay, well, I will cast the messenger spell to put into his brain. By the way, sorry, we're trying to make ends meet and save all the gold pieces that we can. And the guy here is a real fucking miser. And he said that we couldn't all sleep here unless you agreed to arm wrestle. So, that's just how it is, man. You gotta do your part, I gotta do mine. I'm stuck here for 16 hours a day. It's hairball. It's terrible. It's the worst. You just do this little bit right now for me, and it'll make everything easier for all of us.
I just looked at him and scowl.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking.
And you know I have a good scowl, so, like, come on.
I know you probably have a good intuition too, so you know I'm full of shit. But
I bet he's got a
on
good crazy
thing.
one too.
You didn't have to
On
tell me
thing.
that.
Use your fucking rage, because you're gonna wake up tomorrow and it's gonna be replenished. That's my meta game. Here's the line that I say to him.
Whoa.
Smart.
Cool.
You have
Yeah.
rage ability.
No, I'll do it.
Increases your strength and your constitution for. Yeah, I just rattle that off into your brain, and then I like back up, and I'm like, whoa, oh my God, the madman from the north, he has arisen. And I'll throw out a fucking performance, just to try to
Be real quick.
up a little bit. Oh, watch out, 24 performance.
Oh my god.
And I,
God, the madman from the north, he has finally arisen from his tomb. He comes to destroy all would-be champions who line his wake. Good, huh?
I'm gonna, yeah, that's good. That's awesome. Can I rage as I jump off the bar stool and like throw the mug into the ceiling as hard as I can?
Fucking rage when you jump off that bar stool. Please.
Just
Oh my god. Yeah, of course.
my veins popping out, my eyes are just fucking like little bit of frost starts coming out, or it could be beer, whatever.
Beer frost.
Beer frost.
And these couldn't accept it as coming out of your eyeballs. And it's
Yeah.
crazy.
No, my eyes are okay. I'm not crying this time. I'm assuming I have back to full health since we've been in town.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
shit.
You guys would have had several
You guys didn't kill me
long
again
rests.
or anything. Oh, is that funny? No, I'm kidding. How do I just click the little
So,
dice? There we go. Use
yeah.
ability. Cool.
So you go into a full-blown barbarian rage and march your way over to the arm wrestling table, and before you sits a half orc, and you sit down and square up arm to arm with this half orc. Roll strength checks.
Yes. This is a pretty good.
Plus D6, you have inspiration going.
Oh, so how do I?
Just add a
Right.
D6 after the fact.
Okay.
Going old school.
Oh,
Is that yours?
that's mine.
Situational bonus. Can I do 1d6?
Oh, just you could just
1d20
roll,
plus 4 and add
roll
bonus.
roll the check
let me-
and then just manually roll a d6 and we'll just add it. We're just playing old school tonight. We're doing theater of mind, old school. We're not worrying
Okay.
about the automation.
Yeah, that's
That
fine.
stuff's more
It
for
is.
like that stuff's more important for combat type stuff. Okay, yeah. Then roll your d6. Oh yeah, you
17.
just smash this half-orc's arm to the table instantly, and he stands up. Well, I wasn't ready, and he storms off. You win the first round.
Next.
All right. Bart, will you give the first little bit of your tale?
All right.
So the dwarven lass sits before you asking for a tale of Umberly. And one of her friends, a halfling fellow, comes up to the table as well to listen.
All right. So, hailing from Kale Caladir, a bustling port town nestled near the bountiful Fairheight Mountains on the enchanting island of Alaron, I, Bartholomew Merriweather, fondly known as Bart, was raised by a strong and beautiful mother from a prosperous lineage of skilled blacksmiths. My father, a renowned merchant commanding a fleet of cargo ships, exposed me to the intricate world of trade, sailing, crafting, and mining from an early age. 4.5
Bart.
years ago, while engaged in business with my father, fate presented me with a chance to acquire an ancient and unblemished treasure map. Embracing the spirit of adventure, I decided to take the gamble and purchase the map. Guided by curiosity and determination, I embarked on a personal journey aboard my trusted sloop, eager to unearth the hidden riches marked on the map. I'll just keep going. This voyage led me to a remote island where much to my delight and astonishment, I discovered a chest brimming with unimaginable wealth. Alongside the treasures, I stumbled upon a few enigmatic artifacts, and then he grabs his amulet it's like this coral amulet in the shape of the symbol of Umberly that's hanging around his neck. He holds it up.
Nice.
Behold.
Alongside the treasures, I stumbled upon a few enigmatic artifacts from a long-forgotten era. Unbeknownst to me, these relics held a close connection to Umberly, the chaotic and malevolent goddess of the sea. ...
Bitch queen,
I'll
Bitch.
stop there.
Nice.
bitch.
Now the camera pans back over to the arm wrestling match.
Go ahead and give me a performance check as well.
Nice. That was well done.
Yeah.
Well done, sir.
That was cool.
We
Awesome.
got some good theater tonight, boys.
Right? So the halfling fellow the halfling fellow wanders off, but the dwarven lass is still entranced with your tale. Okay,
So what happened was the whole time I was talking, there was a booger in my nose, and everyone was staring at it, and I didn't know.
And
It's got this
like
giant
a deep
loogie.
breath.
They just got distracted by the booger.
Like an
Take
L
Take a
Ron.
deep breath.
If L Ron has in his nose the whole time, and he's trying to explain. Important that we
Right.
have a fellowship, and everyone's like, "What? This guy's nose."
Okay, so round 2 of the arm wrestling has begun. Chris, if you'll please roll me another strength check.
Do it, Chris.
Brr.
Chunk him out.
This time a
Check.
portly human. Oops. Did that do anything? Oh, there it is. Yeah, Whoa.
Nice. Oh,
Nice.
that was
So-
the other way around.
Yeah.
I bet.
This portly human steps up to the table and slams back an entire flagon of ale.
Well, don't make him
Chucks.
cooler than me. That's fucked up.
Chucks the cup across the bar, and then sits down, grabs your arm, and he squeezes your hand so hard that you fear your fingers might break. And you hesitate for a moment because of the sheer instant searing pain. And immediately 1,000,000 newtons of force are applied to your arm as it's slammed into the table.
I want to walk up and say, ho, 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 I know a Gavendish grip when I see one. This man's a cheat with my intimidation roll there at 16.
Nice.
Oh,
I'm
man,
also going to
okay.
back him up with a bardic inspiration as he goes into his next foray.
That's clearly against the rules. This is all welter grip only, sir.
All
Is it
right,
back to me?
versus a one moment. I need what's it called now?
Your arm wrestlepedia?
No.
Arm wrestling
There's-
Wikipedia?
Let me look up the rules for arm wrestling within D&D 3.5.
Now.
It's against my intimidate.
Yeah, I just need to look up the counter to intimidate. I can't remember what it is.
Counter to intimidate?
Insight. It's insight.
Insight.
That's the one I'm looking for.
It's really
So
just wisdom. Yeah.
What the fuck?
oh,
I don't
this
know if you
human
get allowed
is intense.
insight on top of.
I mean, he doesn't have the insight skill, but it's
But he still
as
gets
you-
a roll against it.
yeah.
At least it wasn't a critical.
It just uses
so-
his
Let me-
raw stat.
Come on, let me
Um,
drop a prestige. Oh, this is the hard.
Come on, prestidigitation.
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 I love that word, by the way.
That's so good.
Digits, bud.
Okay,
So-
Joe Biden, slow down.
He stands
Come on,
up
man, I'm not that old.
and looks you dead in the eyes.
Come on, man.
This is
I'm
a
not
free
that old,
form
man.
competition. Free form.
Okay.
It said it right in the rules, and I read them. And he walks off.
Well,
man.
he's wrong about
You
being
got-
good at arm wrestling. Diggins, we think
Part of me wants,
That's 2 out of
part of me
3.
wants to like rip the table in half, but I also don't want to roll another natural one. So
His elbow
That's
slipped. Come
all.
on.
I'm just gonna yell out. I'm just gonna yell out at this guy. You went too strong and you went too long. But if you waited, you could have baited. You saw the strongest man in the land, and then you left before you had this.
dude, you're gonna get me to start a fucking bar fight.
All right, roll performance
I guess I
Versus,
did that.
versus his.
Apparently, I'm rolling a performance with advantage because I'm using my inspiration. Let's go. All right,
dang.
come on. Did I get him boned up to go wrestle him again?
With a 21, I mean, yeah, you fire Chris up for sure.
Did
Hey,
I get
fire-
the other guy fired up to go back?
Oh,
and
I mean,
wrestle him again?
I meant to fight him again. Sure.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, tournament's
Chris is
over,
already-
but he'll take you on in a side bet if that's what do you want to put on it?
take him for double or
No.
nothing.
Yeah, I'm trying to say double or nothing. Like, you didn't just win. You just had a fluke. That's gonna be my song. You did not just win, and you just had a fluke. And if you looked closer, and then something like that, and then wham bam, they arm wrestle again, and Chris beats him. Double or nothing.
Go to a different
Okay,
table.
so-
Demonstrate that the table is wobbly.
You
Yeah, that table was the wrong
Using-
table.
using
Go to
your
another table. In the
bardic
middle
wiles.
of the whole thing.
using your bardic wiles, you convince them to allow Osseo to state his case to the judge of the tournament. James, please roll another either intimidation or an intelligence-based check that would have to do with like knowing the rules of something.
I'm gonna stick with intimidation and compel a case that an etrewheel that clearly falls into the arm wrestling charter of the 7th age, which is specifically a welter grip, not Gavendish grip territory of Faerun. That should be tacit to anyone who's arm wrestling in the region, and any Gavendish grip should be automatically disqualified from. We're setting up sub rules here, boys.
And then Dick starts yelling out, "Osseo for president! Osseo for president!" No, I'm kidding, but that's amazing.
I was gonna say something. I'm not gonna say. Let's
Same
go.
thing.
Do it.
17.
Woof.
Carried by my hard +7, buddy.
Pretty good.
Okay, so you present your case, and the barkeep's brother, who's running the tournament, calls over the human.
If he
Did you
beats
squeeze-
him with a welter, grip, then he is a deserving champion. And I'll throw in an extra 5% on the purse as regard for his skill, but he should at least use a fair grip to prove it.
Did you squeeze the shit out of his hand?
Give me time.
Well, you know, I can't help that I'm strong. All right.
This
Rematch.
whole time I'm just sitting here fuming.
It has been determined that the opponent has used an improper grip, and a rematch will be in order to ascertain athletic prowess
Very serious.
over
God damn.
silly shock tactics. All right, go ahead and re-roll your strength check.
Well, I want to cast on him if he's
Oh,
rolling.
Oh, buddy.
no need.
You get to break the table after all. Oh.
Absolutely, yeah. Used literally like
Crush his fingers.
the strength of your arm is tenfold his, but his grip from holding on to farm implements all day while working caught you off guard initially. But this time you
Farm
absolutely
implement,
destroy him.
You just need to take a round to download him.
Basically. Yeah, I was
That's why you always go best team.
checking his moves. Yep. I was checking his moves before getting a sense.
Bart, did you want to continue your tale to the young dwarven maiden?
Yeah, this time let me roll my performance first to see what happens with this booger. Fuck. All right, the booger lingers.
You have to let it linger.
All right,
Do you have to? Do you have to?
so
Let it linger.
he's so passionate
my
about his
God.
story. He loves telling this story. He's told it many times, but he has no idea there's a giant green booger just dangling, and it's just going back and forth. And everyone listening just
minor illusion to make it look like he doesn't have a booger.
Can I cast prestidigitation so that he cannot have the booger on his face?
Can we fix his teeth or?
Oh my god.
DM is
Yeah.
shaking his head.
Do you have to cast prestidigitation?
It was a long ride to get here, and
Got a booger on my nose.
he hasn't showered yet, and there was a lot of bugs on the trail, and yeah, it just
Bugs?
built up.
On my arm,
Yeah,
too.
bug, and the bugs. A couple of them flew up his nose, and it just built up, and now Bart's got a massive booger.
Your number
thought
one
he,
prize, though.
he thought he picked it and ate it earlier, but he missed it. Or you know when you like pick your nose and you just make it worse, but you don't know? That's what happened.
Oh yeah.
I can't fit my fingers up my nostrils.
With booger, and it's like kind of going up his nostril, like up the side and up.
Nostrils are small, and then his finger
It's at that point where it's climbing now.
Yeah, like he thought he picked it, but he just kind of moved it up his nose.
Okay,
hold on.
so
Wait,
the
hold on,
tail
one second, really
that
quick.
continues
Tim.
on. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Follow
Shutting
it
it down. Shutting it down.
Wait,
Uh,
as I gathered the spoils of my adventure aboard my vessel, preparing to set sail back home, little did I know that my actions had invoked the wrath of Umberlee herself. From the depths of the sea, the goddess, through her divine prescience, perceived my audacious act of claiming her possessions as my own. Enraged, she summoned a deadly storm, unleashing her fury upon myself. In the midst of a violent tempest, with dark storm clouds swirling and waves crashing around me, I fought for my very survival against the wrathful forces of Umberlee. Hours of relentless struggle ensued before the storm finally subsided, leaving only debris in its wake. My ship, my valuable cargo, and the newfound treasure were all lost to the sea's merciless embrace. Yet, miraculously, I emerged unscathed, save for one artifact. A coral amulet shaped in the symbol of Umberlee. Surviving the goddess's wrath not only granted me an extraordinary connection with the malevolent deity, but also allowed me to retain possession of her artifact. This unique encounter forged an unconventional bond between us, with mutual respect and understanding shaping our relationship. In her eyes, I proved myself worthy of her divine power, while I, in turn, acknowledged her as the formidable deity she was, pledging to be a conduit through which her awe-inspiring might could manifest in the mortal realm.
Holy shit.
On that fateful day, I, Bartholomew Merriweather, ceased to be merely a fortune-chasing treasure hunter, instead ascending to the ranks of being entwined with the divine, a sailing merchant, a well-traveled tourist, and now a wielder of divine powers. And then lightning, or like little tiny sparks, come out of my eyes and my nose, and it like kind of like ignites the booger a little bit and burns it away.
Little booger
It gets-
singe. Yeah, it absolutely does burn it away.
But you can't not see the booger being burned away.
At this
everyone was
moment,
staring at the booger the whole time.
you
Jesus.
realize when you get to this point in the tale that you are actually
okay.
standing on the table with 1 foot on the bench and 1 foot on the table, like Captain Morgan, with your hands in the air, and you're like almost yelling this story out, and the entire bar has gone completely silent, and everybody is listening with like
BRB, guys.
intent.
Yeah.
Just
Except for
intently
Osseo.
listening. Except for Osseo, who's taking a piss.
He goes and takes the piss immediately. Of course.
He's heard it
And
before.
then
Let him go.
It comes down to the greatest song in the world. This is just a tribute.
Okay. So
Wait,
Diggins.
But then it's happening. I'm actually doing this.
Oh shit! Okay. Sorry.
God.
What?
Oh, just let him rock for a second. We just gotta let this happen.
Bart starts headbanging.
Epic loot solo.
Then it comes in.
Bart grabs a hurdy-gurdy.
It's like, hey, look at me play my lute, and I'm like, everybody's looking at me like crazy, but I don't care, cause I like it lazy. Boom, 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 bam, bam, beep,
So-
beep, beep. Get it? Yeah, and that's how it
It's,
goes for a while. And then
Wow, huh?
It's about-
a while longer.
Uh-huh.
little
That's
after
right.
midnight
Another-
at this point, but
I'm sorry,
no one
Dad.
has noticed because
No, you're good.
the sun is
fucking
still
great.
up. There's still light flowing in from the windows and the doorways. But you do realize that you're becoming tired, but it's weird. You feel like it's just mid-afternoon.
So you were saying that after the story, people were all listening. Do you
Yeah.
want to continue that, or did it just?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Get
If you want to, no. Yupa just had to rock out for your little celebration, and real quick though, I do want Chris to roll the final strength check for the tournament.
Yeah. Zane, you said you have a modifier you can kick my way, bro? But that
Yeah.
doesn't come with
Yeah,
the...
You got a D6 coming your way, fella.
Cool.
So just roll it and then add your D6. Oh, but you won.
Oh my god!
Nope.
Another one.
Wow.
Sorry, Cor.
This time it's on the DM, though.
I know, right? Curse transferred.
I'm on the DM.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, you easily just crush your competitor.
Who was it this time?
This one
Tell me,
was
what do they look like?
a
one-on-one?
dwarven adventurer who had made it into the finals with you. So it was a little dwarf strength down in the dwarven alehouse. It was an epic moment to be remembered as you smashed him through the table.
I buy him a growler of ale
Chris, you
to
know, I was playing power chord the whole fucking time that you were arm wrestling that guy.
awesome. Yes.
Just, yeah.
And then I just smash.
And then he finally just crushed him. So dope.
Destroyed.
Jesus.
Okay, so
Done.
you
Yeah, that was good
win
shit.
the arm wrestling tournament. You win 240 gold, and you earn an extra
Okay.
40 gold from the double down on the side bet.
What?
140 plus 40, so
Yep, 280.
280. Okay, so that puts me at 7.
I just
Nice.
remember stuff doing the journey, man.
Well, that's party gold, bro.
Oh, tight.
Yeah, no, that's party gold.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Minus my armor and a round for whoever. Or
James,
whatever.
drop a quick perception.
Yes, sir.
Are you gonna see how many coins I have in my purse?
Oh, he's gonna have to go to battle with some new fucking grubs trying to get up in this bitch.
No, so as the night winds down and everyone, the small crowd that's left gather around a waning fire.
And Bartholomew continues his tale. You relieve yourself of your duties from the door, and your foot slips for a moment, and you look down, and there's a small pile of coins on the ground. Not really sure how they got there, but you figure you better pick them up.
So I'm gonna go ahead and pick them up.
Holy shit, he picked him up.
Many of the coins have been kicked and scattered throughout the night, but the pile that remains is roughly 47 gold.
Wow. Well, I'm gonna slip it in my
47?
sleeve pocket. Never failed me before.
Right?
And-
So, and as
It's
the
a
night
clean
winds
47.
down,
Nice.
right? You take the cover fees and hand them over to the bar, and he splits you off another 28 gold for your share and payment for the night.
Holy shit.
And
Yeah, dude. God damn. I knew this was a good idea.
Is this some spending money?
You go and join the others as they listen to Bart's tale, and Yupa, you have also joined the smaller circle, and you're now kind of free playing behind his story, and as it swells, you bring in the music and playing alongside it.
Indeed. I view this as a
It's like after party vibes now.
Basically,
Yeah,
yeah.
everyone-
This is the
everyone-
2 a.m. party.
everyone except for Osseo was up in one room. We've got 3 rooms, but we're actually only using 2 rooms, right? Because we're trying to be tactical.
Obviously, you
know
have
how
a
to
false
do
room in
puzzles
case
like
someone assaults you.
Exactly.
They
We have
gotta-
a false room. Exactly.
Yeah. Where are
The
you going to
most
hide your
obvious room
hobbits?
to assault is the false room. That's where we're hiding our hobbits. So anyways, James comes up the stairs and he would hear the light twinkling of a lute playing coming from underneath the door. And he would feel the warmth of all the bodies inside, you know?
Whoa.
So
Right.
he's coming up the stairs and he's like, alright, obviously I know which room to go into. And he would open the door and it would be empty. And then he would hear a ding 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 of a lute from further down the hall, right? Like, oh, found the fake room. And he would come up to the real room, and he would find us all just basically sitting there playing Pokemon, and you know, card games, chilling in the dark, underneath the candlelight. James comes in through the doorway. We're all sitting there on the floor, like, chilling.
I love ending the night with card games. Like, no
Right.
joke. It's the best. Seriously. I do that a lot.
That's what's up.
Yep. That's great.
I mean, what else are we... Now that Osseo has walked into the room, and the door closes behind him, we're at this point where we're like, okay, we're inside of this little cube together, right? This is our bedroom. How do we want to protect ourselves? Do we want to put magical traps? Physical traps? Like, do we even care about that kind of shit?
Man, my whole body's a magical trap. Heard.
Whoa.
Damn, dude.
I'm feeling pretty safe and comfy. And I'm feeling like keeping the party going. That was a really fun night. And I want to kind of keep it going. Actually, I'm going to roll a Constitution check real quick. Save.
Alright, let's keep the party going inside of our room now that we're all in here. What are we gonna
Oh
do?
yeah, dude, I'm ready to keep it rolling.
This is when we fucking play role-playing games inside of role-playing games.
Yeah, let's get on Magic Arena and do a little Magic tournament.
Start.
And like our characters are playing.
Have you ever thought about what it'd be like to be like a wealthy businessman?
Right,
You
you
just
pull
like-
out a bunch of pens and
That's me, bro.
pieces of paper and start dreaming about a future where corporations own everything
Let's go into
and
business
nobody
together.
has any personal freedoms.
I got this idea. It's called capitalism. Wasn't
So you
capitalism
fucking-
made on a
You mean
piece of
Bartalism?
Bartalism.
Yeah, Bartalism.
I slapped Jason in the face as he says that. And then I start playing a little tune. Just try to distract
Ooh,
everyone.
You're gonna let
from
him
what he
do that
just
to
said.
you? You're gonna let him do that to you, Mr. Giant?
Closer to the truth.
He's a half elf.
Too close to the
He's
truth.
tiny. You're big.
He's
I'm
pathetic.
here to disrupt. Yeah, I have 8 strength. All right. I actually do. I'm terrible. I'm super weak.
Don't forget all those times that he Bardic inspired you.
Exactly.
wouldn't-
So I'm not gonna
Okay.
slap him.
So
I would never actually slap his character. It would just.
you guys
That
have
would make sense.
dwindled it down to the after party. It nears the wee hours of the morning, and as everyone gathers round the small fire inside of your inn room, it is merely your adventuring party and a small handful of folk who you have befriended throughout the night. At this time, as everyone drifts off into different forms of sleep, you are led to sleep by the final parts of the tale. All right, Bart, go ahead and finish it off.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, or was
kind
was
of
it
already?
Oh, okay. No, I wasn't sure.
I can.
if you had more?
I can add a little more.
Oh no,
Let's
it's fine. We
see
can
here.
just
So that was 4.5 years ago, and ever since then, I've had these strange powers. And then I demonstrate a little bit with a little bit of like electricity coming out of my fingertips, and then
Nice.
and I go into this like awkward explanation of this complicated relationship I have. And everybody can kind of sense that he's getting kind of shut off and doesn't really want to talk about it. But he has this awkward relationship with Umberly. Like, she tried to kill him, and he's a good guy. He really is, deep down. But she's evil, truly evil. If you read about Umberly, she's one of the chaotic evil deities of the Forgotten Realms pantheon. So she's truly an evil deity, right up there with Lolth. You know, she's not good, but
bad.
he survived. Cannot deny that she exists. She's bad. Yeah, and that's another thing that even complicates it even more. Is like Bart doesn't want to admit it, but he kind of wants to bone Umberly. You know,
Of course he does.
shit.
Telling
She's
us
the
all
baddest
this?
bitch in the realms.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is like
Yeah.
the wee
She's like
hours of the
basically
morning
a
come down
chaotic
conversation.
Look, man,
Yeah.
have you ever thought about telling her how you really feel?
I mean,
No.
terrified, bro. I'm terrified. Put yourself in my shoes.
Did you,
Dude,
I'm
we're
just
all
a
just-
deity.
We're all
I'm
just
just a mortal.
people, man. You know?
did you put your
Shit.
finger in the bed and she
Pass me
didn't
that
want
long
to?
bottle feed for a sec, bro. I need to chill.
Dude,
This is like, you guys got me all worked up.
of the ocean. Whoa.
All right,
I
so
see you guys face to face.
as this conversation is happening, Dake has slowly been casting multiple prestidigitation spells at once to create a air of smokiness about everyone so that people didn't even realize it. But as this was slowly getting deeper and deeper into conversation, the peripheral of everyone's vision was turning into smoke, and I was creating a little orb of secrecy for all of us. Orb of secrecy for all of us.
As a player, not as Bartholomew, but as a player. Listen to me. As a player,
Orb.
as a player, not as Bart. Do you guys seriously not tell Bart that he had a fucking booger the whole time? Do you not help a guy out?
We
As
definitely
awesome
would have
as
told
it
you
is.
you had a
You already burned it off the top, man.
Yeah, it's burnt now, so now you guys are
Telling
free
me,
and clear.
shoot for confidence.
Now
man.
you
We're
guys are
not
free and
gonna tell
clear.
you. I'm not
Bart will
telling.
never know about what just fucking happened. I see how it
Now
is.
you're the only one that knows.
I don't think
Wow.
that does you any good.
As the player.
man.
No, Bart
gonna be
doesn't know.
worrying-
Yes. All right,
You'd be
okay.
worrying if I told
Well-
you, man.
Hey, if you had a booger in your nose, Bart would tell you.
Would you
Yeah.
tell me after I already cleaned it out? Like, oh, hey, by the way, from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. today, you had a booger hanging out your nose. Like, no.
Even you already claimed it.
I
I wanted to tell you that. Yeah.
in
Oh,
real
fuck
life, that's me.
It's not gonna help you now.
I'm that type of bro. I'm sorry.
Bart, you can still
What
bag the dwarf
type of
chick.
bro?
It's all good. And that's not that bro-ish, man.
Oh my god.
Are you serious? Rorlak the Snorer is still downstairs, and you can still go get that.
I don't know.
Um,
She wasn't my type. I'm fixated on Umberly, okay?
A little too tall for you?
Yeah, little too not a little too landlubberish.
Ah,
So, as the sun rises,
man, you should go to Sea Dogs then. I'll tell you
you
what.
slowly
We can
fade
land
off
over.
into the night. Well,
Seriously.
into the sleep as daylight continues to pour in through the windows brighter than ever. You
No.
don't sleep well, but you do sleep.
One of those drunk passed out sleeps where it's
Yep.
Yep.
They
They're not
haven't
awake,
You guys
invented,
wake up.
Tylenol yet.
You guys wake up shortly after noon the next day, and
Just a little bit angry.
everything hurts,
Just a little bit.
and you're starving.
Yeah.
You weakly make your way downstairs, shying from
Eggs.
any bright lights and sound, which seem to be coming from everywhere.
It sounds-
After ordering some food and water, you feel much better, but still not doing 100%. Everyone gets stage 1 exhaustion.
Stage 1 exhaustion. That doesn't
And
sound good.
Bart, you vaguely remember before everything went off last night, talking to a group of adventurers that mentioned that Ornthar Hume was the leader of the Order of the Gauntlet, and that he was based out of a tavern called A Pair of Black Antlers, which I still think is a weird name for a tavern.
That's
but
a
a Pair of Black
a
Antlers.
lot
I think
to
we should just
remember.
call it. I think we should just call it the Black Antlers Tavern, or just the
Just
Black
call it-
Antlers.
Because that's very.
But anyway,
what about
Uh,
just the rack?
the
Nice.
rack. I thought about making it this place actually,
Ooh,
but
yeah.
the mold has been laid.
The
Uh,
stag. The black stag.
You remember hearing that this tavern is somewhere on the north side of town. The rest is pretty hazy.
All right.
BRB 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm going to seek out a map of the town, and once I acquire a map, we'll look for that Black Antlers Tavern. and mark it if that's cool with you. If I acquire a map,
Yep.
yeah, I see it
Bingo.
there. Yeah. Oh, that's so cool how it focuses in on it. I found it earlier,
Right?
but yeah, cool.
Yeah, I'm starting to learn the ins and outs of Foundry, man. This program is freaking rad for playing D&D.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I got to talk to you about stuff later, by the way.
Oh yeah, nice.
About Foundry stuff and whatnot. But anyways, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so what is your guys' plan for the day? Bart has just regaled you that he has found a probable place of finding Leosin and Ondar.
Okay, so Bart is like he's really in love with his party, and he had a really good time last night. And he loves Dake and Osseo and Diggins, and he's just like kind of beside himself with the fortune that he has stumbled upon with this party. And he feels like he's making best friends, and this whole adventure has been just great. And he feels like he just feels alive, even though he's hungover as shit. But he did eat sausages and bacon and eggs.
Dude,
And
rub it in a little
bread.
more. Rub it in a little more. Come on.
He's really so what he did actually, as everyone was waking up in the morning, he took out some parchment and some
His breakfast was actually
ink,
made by Snurps.
and he made himself a little to-do list. And so he's got a little to-do list. He's got his little ink pen, or what is it called? Like a quill.
Yeah.
And he's checking off little boxes. So today on his agenda, he needs to obviously go to the Pair of Black Antlers Tavern, but also on the way into town, one of the first stops was the dockyard, which he's very interested in going to. And also he made a promise to the tavern keeper that he would help bring in some nobility into this establishment. So he wanted to make some flyers. So he wanted to go to a place. He wanted to find a general store with some parchment and produce, so that he could produce some flyers. And he wanted to stand out in front of the tavern and pass them out, and perhaps maybe work with Dake on the streets to do like a little performance
exhibition.
Yep, and just attract people, but also find the nobility in town and talk to them. Because also, if you recall, Bartholomew likes to, when he takes a long rest in town, he likes to spend a lot of money and live the high life. So when he travels to towns, he likes to find the rich people essentially and live that lifestyle as a rich traveling merchant with connections. So
nice.
he's got things to check off of his little to-do list that he made, and he's just feeling really good about it. So
that's all in the bucket.
Yeah, perhaps Bartholomew maybe tells the party that he'd like to visit the dockyard first after breakfast, and then go from there. But also going back to the beginning. I don't know. Maybe he can source a map of the town from the tavern keeper. Maybe.
Sure.
Or find somebody that could source a little map. And it doesn't have to be, it could just be the map that we're looking at right now. But for role-playing purposes, Okay, yeah.
So, yeah, you ask around, and the barkeep actually tells you that there is that they sell maps of the city and the surrounding region at the general store. And you take this opportunity to ask for directions there because you also wanted to get some printing supplies.
Perfect.
And he tells you to go to the market district, which is on the northeast side of town. And then
Perfect.
if
That
you
shall
wanted to
be my
visit the
first stop.
docks, they are in the southwest side of town.
Yes, I recall passing by that place.
Right. So, all right. And Dake, you've agreed to meet with Bartholomew in the afternoon, or well, later in the day, to help pass out flyers. Diggins
Yes, Jake, I
and
need your help.
Osseo, what are you guys up to throughout the day? You have just been given news that the Black Antlers Inn might have might be where
32nd.
your companions are staying. You also are in a great city full of history and shops and places to visit.
Well,
Wait,
that's
I
fine.
just want to clarify that
I gotta go
everything
spend
we
some
were
money.
doing was to get rooms for everybody. These guys have rooms too.
Yeah,
Wherever
everyone's
we're
got
staying,
rooms.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Never
Yeah,
mind, sorry.
Bart bargained for the like master suite, and then you three each have just standard
Whoa.
inn rooms.
Well, Bart better deliver then. I'm gonna walk around this like bridge district over here on the west
Mhm.
side, kind of by where we are by the
Yeah.
Temple of Gons.
I'm back.
And I'm gonna
Yeah, so
make
this
my way
this stretch would be like the gardens area.
I'm gonna kind of make my way up towards all that glitters, the gem store I heard about.
Yeah, okay. So
They
Bart,
might
you're
have a
starting your
diamond, and I might-
morning heading to the
Yeah,
docks, right? And
Bart tells Osseo that he's looking for a diamond, if you didn't already know that.
okay,
And
yeah, so if you see one,
How could I
let me
not
know.
already know that?
I know, I mentioned. That's
Dake?
Bart's mannerism.
So I'm gonna
And
go check it
Diggins?
out.
himself.
Diggins, what are you up to in the like first part of your day, first half? We'll do it by half days.
Finding a mug of coffee, I guess, and then touring the city a bit, looking for spiked armor.
Okay,
Spiked helmet.
so
Maybe somebody.
You,
or wait, didn't we? What were you saying about that?
about what?
Or
Sorry.
were you? Spiked armor.
Yeah, so
Didn't you say you
have
already had-
spikes on your armor. One of the blacksmiths in the like town of Greenest, when they were rebuilding, was able to put some spikes on there for you, but it's not like legit. If you wanted
Yeah,
like
I want
legit
something
spike
legit.
armor,
Yeah.
the blacksmith here
spikes
might be
are
able
cool,
to make something like that for you. You'd have to go and chat with him and find out.
Yeah.
So you ask around after breakfast where you might find the blacksmith, and you are pointed to the northeast part of town in the market district, and it should be the first building you come to on the market district. All right, and
Gotcha.
Yupa, what are you doing in your first half of the day before you meet up with Bart?
You gone?
Yupa?
Alright, so
Okay, well.
No,
you
no,
muted?
I was
Okay,
muted.
here it is.
Okay.
Okay.
Trying to find a street corner to make some money, and then also
Whoa.
potentially some information while I'm there.
All right, so from what you've gathered so far, you understand that the Celestial Inn, right in the center of town, is where most people that are too good to drink anywhere else go and hang out. It's also in the brightest part of town. It's almost painful for you, especially with your natural dark vision. It's intensely bright out here. No negatives or anything, but it's just something to be noted. It is excruciatingly bright out here, but you begin to
Because of that
perk up
companion?
your ears and unleash your lute as you begin listening to passerbys and playing tunes for all. Go ahead and make a performance check.
Okay, here we go. $17 coming at you.
Okay.
Man, plus 8
Yeah,
to
so you're
perform. That's powerful.
yeah, that's pretty dang good. Yeah,
Alrighty.
you're playing quite well. You're making a little bit of coin here and there, and you're starting to pick up on the vibe of the city. You have kind of picked up on where the different regions of the city might be. So this area here is kind of like the adventurers' quarter almost. This is where the city guard is stationed, as well as a famous adventuring supply shop and the stable. Any adventurers that are not coming in through the river come in through this entrance. This region up here is one of the more devout regions, housing both the Temple of Helm and the Temple of Horm, as well as the Black Antlers Tavern, a well-known base of operations for the I just totally forgot the name of the order. The Order of the Gauntlet. And
Fist.
the Lost Staff Arcane Shop. This region is the Market District. Most shops are housed there. This is the... Oops, wow, that really got out there. This is the Commoner's Quarter. And this region is where most of the industry and commerce take place. The docks you already knew, as that's where you came in. The castle in the middle of the town, you already knew from tales that is where the leaders of the companions are housed, as well as all of the bureaucracy of the city.
Is that where it would Dake know that's where the nobility is?
The nobility live, so like imagine that this is actually like a hill, almost like the the walled city in the Lord of the Rings with all the like Minas Tirith. It's almost like Minas Tirith, where there's like rows of houses going up this like giant cathedral leading up to a main castle on the top. The nobility are all housed like within the walls of this hill of a castle.
Okay. Is it guarded? Can you get in there? Or
Yes,
does
it's
he-
very guarded.
Maybe
It's like a gated castle wall
gated
around the whole
community.
thing. It's a gated
they
community.
pay their
Absolutely.
HOA fees.
You are not welcome.
No,
Yeah.
we're not welcome there.
If you're a Grubhub driver,
Not
you better have a
yet.
code. You better have a door code, or you can get the hell out. Okay, so you make your way to the docks in the morning, Bart. What were you trying to accomplish down here?
Okay. Bartholomew lost his sloop. So he wants to get a ship. he knows that it's a large task. It's going to require a lot of funds to own a ship, but he wants to start building connections with other sailors. And his background is sailor, so he wants to connect with like-minded souls in the dockyard, and make connections, listen to others' agendas, ask NPCs for quests, mini side quests, things like that. And also, he talks about his father a lot, who was a famous merchant who owned a fleet of merchant ships. So perhaps somebody knows his name as he talks to people and throws his father's name around, and introduces himself as his son. That's kind of the end goal there in the dockyard, is to just make connections with other sailors and maybe find perhaps an opportunity to take his party aboard a ship, a merchant ship that's going somewhere to get passage to another place if they need. Perhaps like ride this river to Baldur's Gate in the future, maybe after we finish what we're doing here with our quest. If we need to get to Baldur's Gate, perhaps we could just sail a ship to Baldur's Gate instead of, actually walking or riding.
Sure.
Something like that.
So, after spending a few hours hanging out on the docks and chatting with the locals, and you start meeting a few of the good old boys, and you start hanging out with them a little bit more, and you start name dropping a little bit. And a few of them have worked with your dad in the past when he used to come through on his trading trip and smuggling trips. And they kind of allude to the fact that they were like, part of the good old boys smuggling club back in the day, but they're just old fishermen now. One of the gentlemen, you really kind of connect with, and by the end of the morning, he lets you know, hey, if you ever need a boat ride, I'm your guy. Me and your dad go way back. And so on your character sheet on the journal page, there's a persons of interest. Go ahead and just add a contact on the docks of Elturel.
Okay.
And then that guy will be able to hook you up with rides and information anytime you come through Elturel.
Okay, great.
Okay. Asio, what is going on at the gem store? You wander your way through the city and eventually make your way into the market district, and following the directions given, you find this quaint little gem shop called All That Glitters, and they have all forms of different natural crystals and geodes and such in the door. And you walk inside, and there's a pleasant little halfling woman who is currently dusting behind the front counter.
Hello, ma'am. I know I may be imposing between our species. Do you have a stool I might sit on that we might speak eye to eye?
there's a short box over there on the side, dearie. Go ahead and grab that
Yeah.
and bring it over. I appreciate your
I'm
candor.
literally like 4 times her height. Right? Actually,
Yeah.
though.
Right.
Yeah,
Uh,
gigantic.
So I'm gonna pull the little box over and tell her that I am an aspiring caster, though I've been recently acquiring more martial skills. I am a magi at heart and have never seen the offerings of a city of this substance before. What magi powers do these gems offer?
Well, many say there are power in gems, dearie. And she begins to pull several rare earth stones and describe to you the energies that flow throughout. And after a short while, it becomes clear to you that none of the gems she has have any actual magical properties, but they are just rare earth metals. And in fact, most of what she has is just rare metals. Almost as if her prime clientele is actually just jewelers that are that she is supplying. Lots of gold and platinum and copper, as well as many different types of rare earth gems.
And I do apologize, little dearie. I wonder if you might guide me to someone who has more practical magics.
Little yes, dearie. Of course, dearie. I believe you'll be looking for the Lost Staff. They're a small magic shop located by the Mages School on the north west side of town. Right here.
I'm gonna leave her a gold piece and say, I appreciate your conversation and hope that I might return should I ever need trinkets. And I say that accidentally. I don't mean to be rude, and I think she knows my ignorance. Because, keep in mind, I'm from, a specific tribe in the mountains in the north. I don't know all the customs of people here.
Ruth has a short giggle and says, "Oh, dearie, in our town, a coin earned is a coin earned. You must take this in exchange. I insist. It's a gift on my part as well." And she hands you a small amethyst worry stone.
Nice.
And it's surprisingly
tiny.
Exactly fits your large hands comfortably. And
I can cast Meteor once a day with that? Is that right?
Yeah, that's exactly what it does.
That's
very nice.
So I'm going to spend my second half of the day heading to the Lost Staff, and that'll be my next activity.
Okay. Womp.
That was awesome.
All right, Diggins, you make your way with Asio for a short while, and once you guys have found the merchant's quarter, sure as shit, as advertised, the Adventurer's Shield has a giant tower shield hanging where a sign would normally hang. And you bid farewell to Asio and head on in. In front of you are two hill dwarves, a male and female, that are in a heated argument over the active properties of metallurgy. How familiar are you with blacksmithing?
Cool. I am more of a stonesmith type.
Okay, so they're kind of speaking Greek to you, but
Yeah, let me
they
see.
they
Let me
notice
double check
you
that.
entering and they both
Yes.
with identical timing.
Mason's tools.
What can we do for you?
Okay. I'm on the lookout for some spiked armor.
Oh, spiked armor. We can put spikes on any kind of armor. That's easy. What kind of armor do you need?
I don't want spikes put onto armor. I want armor that has spikes forged into it. I don't really know how to explain it to him because, you know.
Ah, I see. An interesting proposition. You don't mean these spikes just to ward things from biting you. You mean these spikes for direct damage input. You mean to use yourself as a weapon, laddie?
Yes.
You're mad, lad, but I love it.
Being some sort of a battle crazy.
Battle crazy.
All right.
Side inputs.
Battle
Talk
crazy.
to us, wee laddie.
I like that better than Battle Rager. Battle crazy.
Tell us what
Gotta
you
be a
need of
battle
this
crazy.
armor. We need weights, sizes. What are you looking for? Do you want to be nimble? Do you want to be fully covered head to toe?
Take much of that.
Do you have any armor restrictions with your class setup? Like,
I think because
They can wear heavy. I think
we can't wear heavy. No, it's medium.
okay, it has to be medium. That's the rule. Okay, so you're looking for a set of medium armor with legit force spikes.
I can kill shit with.
Right.
Not just like spikes put on the leather
So,
armor.
They begin pulling out a series of measurement tools and ask you to stand up on this platform as they begin measuring you.
Cool.
And then they ask you a series of questions pertaining to the types of metals that you would like used. You don't really understand what they're talking about with the differences between them. So you decide it's in your best interest to just tell them your budget and tell them you want the best that they can work with for turning thine self into a projectile weapon. So what's your budget? How much are you looking to spend on this?
I will give my own gold into this as well.
Well, the party fund is pretty up there, and you guys do have a bunch of gems and stuff that you could sell / trade.
Right.
I do have 797
I think
on my
Bart
person.
is the loot master, right? You guys have a pretty good pile of gems.
Yeah, I've got that, but I did notice. Sorry, I did notice that lost all my gold points. I'm not sure. Now I only have 10 GP.
Oh man,
I thought I had.
No, that's what your character had. That's weird. No. You had more than that. Yeah. I think your character sheet when we reset it had 78 gold listed, and then
okay.
You just got the
I do have
200 and something
gems.
And then there was 2 bags of assorted gems.
2 bags.
There should be 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
that party gold. How are we doing that exactly?
Yeah, it is party gold, but because you guys were actively in a dungeon, someone had to carry the loot out. And it hasn't been sold yet / turned into gold. But when you look at the actors tab, there should be Ludix's Gobby bag, which currently has 72 gold in it and 152 silver. But that's the party fund. So once gold gets dumped into there, it becomes available to quote everyone.
Perfect. Okay, cool. I see. So I have 2 bags of assorted gems. I have a string of pearls and a gold and sapphire ring and a lucky charm for sale.
Yeah, all in all, I think I don't remember the exact numbers, but I'm pretty sure you guys have somewhere between like 700 and 1,000 gold, plus the 250 you've gotten since you got here, plus little bits here and there. So you're probably, I think you're sitting on like about $1,000 ish. So
Which is probably like $100,000 proportionately.
right, once you factor in inflation.
That's what I'm saying. Once you do CPI and all other constituent
amortization.
So
amortization.
technically, you have access to up to like 250 gold of personal credit if it were split. Well, I guess it's split 5 ways now, but yeah, you guys probably have somewhere between 1,000 and 1,200. But
it's some bullshit. That dude already has +1 armor, and you're
get like
him
get like
and
5 gold pieces each.
hey, party gold is split. Or pooled, but
It takes the rest.
you could probably spend up to like 200, but you could easily get a set of like tailored armor.
Let's sell his +1 armor and put it in the party pool then.
Yeah, dude.
His +1 armor is only +1 because of a spell, though. It's not actually +1 armor. Oh wait, Bart's got +1 armor.
Oh.
Nah, it's fine.
You don't need it. You're right.
I got a knife
fine.
and another knife.
That's not a knife. This.
Yeah, you're right. It's a shorty like you, it's a short sword.
I'm a little guy.
Kidding.
Big ass hands and big ass feet.
Anyway, sorry to
Do we have
take
enough
over.
gold to get any kind of like upgrades to the party at all?
So how
Well, what kind of
we'll
upgrades are you
spend
talking about?
250
Can we
gold.
can we get a +1 knife or
Chris, what's
can
your
we get a
preferred
+1
armor type?
arrow?
Do you want
Medium.
breastplate? Right, so within
Maybe
medium, do you want
something-
like breastplate, chain shirt, half plate, hide, scale? Oh wait, there's spiked armor is a specifically listed thing.
Is-
So, it's just any. Okay,
So
so
I would like that. Please.
okay. Okay, they tell you that they will have your armor ready in 6 days.
Mm. Okay.
And
How much should it cost?
let's see here. $300 gold. Oh, my bad. Wait. No. 225 is what it will cost you. After they run some numbers, show you the metal types that they will be using, and let you know that it will be magically imbued. It will be a +1 medium spiked armor, which will be a 15 armor class bonus.
Damn.
I'm gonna donate. Does anybody have the bag open? Or I guess I could just open it. What am I thinking?
I think you can just dump it in.
I'm putting 500 gold into the party bag.
Look at Mr. Moneybags over here. All right, so you'll be expected to pay when you.
I already subtracted it from my. I just gave
Oh,
him the
damn.
225.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, you were packing gold. Okay.
I don't know why I was walking around with that
God
much, but
damn.
You guys have looted quite a bit of stuff. There were definitely
remember
quite
the
a pile of
trash,
things.
the trash
Yeah, you
pile
did a lot
that
of
I
trash
dug
digging
through,
and
and
other such
Oh,
things.
don't call me diggins for nothing.
Okay. So you spend your morning hanging out with these dwarves, getting measured up for armor. Dake, you have spent your morning learning about the town and making a little bit of money. You were able to scrounge up about 23 gold from your morning of
man.
jaunty tunes and gathering information. Was there anything specific you were keeping an ear out for, or just general information?
Kind of undercurrents of conversation is what I was
Oh
going
yeah,
for.
there was some talk on the first night about an underbelly of what was it? A vampire?
Right, yeah. Well,
Yeah, like the
that's what I
infrastructure
know
left.
historically about it,
Oh, okay.
but
Um,
I'm
in this part
more
of
interested in
town,
like the movements of like the Grey Society, like the Thieves Guild, or if there's any kind of stuff like that going on.
in this part of town, you are not picking up much information about that at all. Um,
Nice. Well,
Righteous do-gooders.
let's
you
settle.
definitely learned a little bit about the different regions of town. You also caught little snippets about different knighthoods and how the all of the different paladin orders have sworn to an oath that puts the city before personal quabbles. But no notes of any under city activity or anything like that going on here. This is a pretty upstanding part of
Great
town.
place.
All right. Besides the gathering of information, I guess I would just try to continue looking for more, I don't know, options to perform, make more gold, get a little bit
Yeah.
more gold going for the party.
So
Figure everyone else will be,
you feel that this part of town is kind of spent, and as your afternoon continues, you see Bart making his way towards you with, Bart, before you come to town, like before you meet up with Bart, like in the mid afternoon, before the late afternoon, you head over to the general store and snag yourself some scrolls and a quill and ink pad and write up a couple quick flyers. You make about 15 of them, and then you make your way towards the center of town, towards the Celestial Inn, where you've agreed to meet Dake. Dake, as you see Bartholomew coming towards you, you feel that this area is really spent for what you're trying to achieve, and you feel it might be best to move into the working quarter and see what you can hear. Now you've agreed to help Bartholomew bring a healthier bit of clientele, so you decide that your best point of being will be right about here. Which is right in between the merchants' quarter, or the like working part of town, and the rich part of town. So you guys make your way over here, and we'll switch sides here. Bart's over here trying to pass out flyers to the rich folk, and you're over here listening in on what the working folk have to say about the inner happenings of the city. So Bart, go ahead and make a any sort of social check, whatever you would like to use that you think will best help your cause.
Okay.
I would suggest
Not intimidation.
performance, persuasion, intimidation, deception, pretty much any charisma-based skill. If you aren't proficient with any of them, just roll a charisma check.
Well, Bart, first off, just to do a little role playing, Bart's still having a really good day. And he, from the dockyard up to the walking up across town to purchase all the parchments and everything, he pulls out his little to-do list and checks off his little box for the dockyard, made some contacts, and now he's working on the next bit to pull in some expensive clientele. So he wanders into the after talking with Dake and getting a little bit of information, figures out where the rich folk are, wanders into the rich folk area and finds people strolling about to strike up conversation with, and he'll go ahead and do a persuasion, I guess, but he's going to cast guidance on himself because he's a little bit nervous and his charisma's -2, so
Good call.
yeah.
Oh, good
Let
call.
me just do that.
Oh, Kiki. You sneeze, Kiki? You want your catnip up your sniffer?
Okay, he's guidanced, and we're gonna do persuasion here. Oh, how do I do it? Like this? Oh my god, I don't know what just happened. I don't know why I rolled
Starting to
3.
believe.
I was just going to say
I think I rolled an 11.
The code.
Is this the power of Ultra Instinct?
An 11 is good enough. You are able to hand one flyer.
Oh, look, it's
One flyer.
it's Freya.
Yep.
All that shit.
The demon Freya. Sorry, go ahead.
Wait, what?
Freya's on
Did you
cam.
steal my chair?
Sitting in his own seat.
Oh, that's funny.
That's
It's
awesome.
your chair. You want
Yeah,
it for
she's getting
sleeping?
Right.
That's Daddy's chair. It
That's
is
funny.
time for sleeping, though, huh? Come on, let's go over to with Mama.
Yeah. So Bart's like, let me tell you about this amazing experience at the Iron Tankard Ales. Perhaps it's not a your particular preference of that part of town, but bear with me. Last night was one of the most amazing nights. My dear friend Dake Smallwood and my other friends Osseo and Diggins, we're from out of town, but we're here for the next week. And Dake is an amazing performer. You've got to see him. It was an unforgettable night. and Diggins won the arm wrestling championship. If you miss out, you're gonna regret it. You must go to the Iron Tankard Ales and talk to Osseo at the door. He'll let you in, and I promise it's going to be a great night. Ask to see me, Bartholomew. My name is Bart. And I have connections too, so if there's
Right,
opportunities to make money, come talk to me.
Mhm.
Blah, 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 blah. There you go.
Okay, so with your initial attempts, you pass out one flyer, and then you kind of get into the groove, and you start standing on your soapbox a bit and throwing out your story, and you manage to pass out 4 more flyers. And all right, Dake, if you want to go ahead and roll your performance check and
Okay. Oh.
a perception check.
Okay. Perception. Oh.
Oh, there
12
it
and a
is.
15.
Well, you're playing like shit. There's no way around it. But you do
That's fine.
manage to catch a snippet of conversation as 2 gentlemen pass by into the workers' district. They were talking about a off-the-book shipment that was supposed to be pulled through a secure location, but hadn't shown up yet.
Yeah. Cool.
Now we're talking.
A little bit of mystery out on the docks.
Now we're talking. Now we got a real side quest cooking up.
Bit of the sea and a bit of the intrigue.
Right? All right, Dave, or
Okay.
Diggins, what are you doing for the latter half of your day?
Geez, I honestly don't really know. After I've put the order in for my armor, I kind of feel like I've done everything I set out to. And
Want to go take in the sights, or go hit a
Perhaps
tavern? Or...
maybe
let's see what sites we got.
Okay, yeah, maybe find
Yeah,
out
we will.
our main quest too, because if I recall, Diggins' background is that he hates dragons because his family was ravaged by the dragon cold or something like that. So maybe Diggins is focused on taking him out. So he's just like, whatever party, I'm gonna go it alone and figure out what next to do with the story or something.
Yep. Either way, what do you do?
Yeah. I'm gonna go dive into find a bookstore and see if I can find a book on the subject and just bone up on that kind of stuff. I guess I could ask her.
Wait, you can
too.
read?
Yeah.
You're a barbarian.
I mean, can I, Corwin?
I mean,
I
common.
assume.
Oh shit! Did they
You got
change?
more intelligence than me.
Did they
than
fucking? Did
Bartholomew.
they change it in 5th edition so that barbarians are not illiterate because they didn't want to hurt people's feelings?
I
think they're illiterate.
Shit.
That is fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
I'd have to look deeper into it, but
He starts reading a book and goes into a rage.
Yeah, fine. I don't find
Instantly.
a book. I just don't really want to ask around. I'm not. My guy's
Oh, yeah.
still a little
No, you're
fucked
good.
up from the night before.
you
So I
you make
guess
your
I'll
way
just go
over
for a
to
wander.
where Osseo's hanging out, and you figure, he was looking for a magic gem. You figure anywhere they got a magic gem, they probably got to have an interesting book, right?
Or knowledge of such
What
things.
was the
Cult
D&D
behavior.
equivalent of comic books back then?
Oh, man.
Hey,
Lots of pictures.
there's probably like magic. I bet there's like magic tomes that tell of great
Murals.
deeds that. Yeah, I mean, thanks. Yeah, I go look for murals so I can entertain my simple
So-
brain. That's a big, pretty picture.
You make your way to the Temple of Torm to go look at some beautiful paintings on the wall telling a story. And
Great. Look at what you guys have made me. Some fucking whatever.
Intellectual barb.
so, from the brief readings you find along the walls and the beautiful artwork throughout the temple,
I'm mostly just
you
looking for like history as a subject.
learn a little bit about the god Torm. Torm is the god of duty and loyalty, revered by those who face danger to bring about a greater good. Those who favor Torm believe that one's salvation can be found through service, that every failure to perform one's duty diminishes Torm, and that every success adds to his luster. Those who take Torm to heart must strive to fulfill his commandment to go out into the world and be an active force for good, to right wrongs, to help the hopeless. They must strive to maintain the peace and order while opposing unjust laws. Followers of Torm stand ever alert against corruption and are expected to strike quickly and hard against any evidence of rot in the heart of mortals. As the sword arm of justice, Torm's faithful are expected to bring a quick death to the betrayers. Considering these tenets, it should be no surprise that most human paladins have Torm as their patron. Most temples dedicated to Torm are fortresses built on heights. These structures offer austere quarters for residents and visiting knights, drilling grounds, and stables. White granite, lion statues, and armored figures predominate in the architecture, with the coat of arms of fallen heroes decorating the walls and great halls. Torm is seen as the good right hand of Tyr, and as such, his symbol is the white gauntlet made from the right hand. It represents Tyr's sword hand, but it is also a symbol of forbearance. Torm is frequently depicted with his right gauntlet extended palm forward, which worshippers call the hand of the resolute. It signifies the principle that the just and true must pause before acting to judge whether their intentions uphold Torm's ideals. Temples, civic structures, and the homes of the faithful are often decorated with images of the hand of the resolute as a constant reminder of this principle. Worshippers of Torm come from most walks of life, for he welcomes any who seek the best in themselves and others, who upholds his tenet of loyalty, responsibility, duty, and kindness, or who are willing to sacrifice to keep evil from gaining ascendancy in the world. The faithful know that all of them will stumble from time to time while following in Torm's footsteps. But Torm's priests teach that the shame of a minor fall from grace is far less severe than declining to rise oneself up to Torm's standards.
Mighty God.
Mm-hmm. That's a holy dude.
I nod in reverence. I'm like, that's a good comic.
Okay.
That is a man. You are a dude.
Yeah.
Osseo, you finally make your way to the Law Staff of the Arcane. And you find yourself in a larger than expected little shop of magic. Nearby is a College
Larger
of
than
Magic.
expected little shop of magic.
I caught it too. I was gonna let it go, but
Yeah, no. It's like a Harry Potter shop, right? It's like this little building on the
I love
outside,
it.
and you walk in, and it's just like
So
rows
much
and
stuff, yeah.
rows of spell books and trinkets and stones of all form.
who's the shopkeep?
A gnomish fellow steps out from around one of the bookshelves. Greetings, sir. What are we looking for today?
I'm gonna look around because I can't tell where it's coming from. How tall is a gnome? Like 3 feet?
Oh, yeah, 3-4 feet.
He's about.
And he's
almost
like
my
just
knee.
barely peeking his head out from one of the rows of bookshelves. So,
Hello, little master. I hope I don't impose on your shop.
oh no, not at all, not at all. We are here to serve the customer. What can I help you with this afternoon?
I wonder, fine master, do you have any tools or devices that might make me more like you in appearance and stature for a time?
Oh.
Ah, yes. You seek the mask of disguise.
If it will make me disguise myself as your height, then I will do with it.
The big fire. Sorry.
Yes, you see, I'm very sure I can find an item that will allow you to change your form at will. It will take some time, though. I don't have anything
And gold, I
on
presume.
hand. Well, always gold, friend. Always gold. But time is the real currency, isn't it?
It always has
He
been.
kind of stares off into a direction where there isn't anything, but he seems
I'm gonna
intently
roll-
focused on this point.
An intimidation and say, it is, though in my lands, under the baleful watch of Gazgamut the dragon, there is another currency called blood.
Oh,
Indeed.
shit.
Some might
Hell
say
yeah.
the strongest currency.
But, of course, little master, friends of he are not concerned with such things.
Indeed.
Indeed.
This item you seek, I shall look into it for you. I shall have an answer for you less than a fortnight. Whether I can procure the item within this time, still yet to be seen. But I shall do my best. I am on the case. Is there anything else I can help you with this afternoon?
I predict you shall have a scourful watch, little master.
Aha, indeed. I like your candor, sir. I shall work as hard as I can to procure this for you.
And Gazganot and I shall be grateful for your endeavor.
Indeed. Speak with me again end of the week. If I
will.
find it before then, I shall call for you. Where are you staying?
At the Iron...
You
know, the old dwarf's place.
Ah, yes,
Look
indeed.
for the arm
The
wrestling
Iron
champion.
Tankard.
Indeed.
Excellent.
And while you're at it, maybe you'll find yourself something to become as big as I, isn't that right?
Oh, one does dream, don't they?
Indeed.
And then he shuffles off to the back
Oh god.
and begins immediately sorting through scrolls and pulling out books and researching.
The subtext worked there, right? The subtext of the conversation.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. I was just making sure that came through. For everybody. It was a bluff because I'm actually good, but a man's got to make it in the world.
Right?
Yeah, sometimes you gotta be a little bit mean. I understand.
You're
I'm
definitely
lawful
playing
good.
the neutral. You're lawful good?
No, I said. No, I'm neutral. Neutral.
Okay. I was gonna say you're playing very neutral.
True neutral.
Lawful would be a stretch.
Yeah, true neutral. I'm a rogue. I can't be lawful. Or that is to say,
You be a lawful rogue and be a that guy,
Yeah.
like that guy in The Expanse.
What guy? Amos?
Yeah.
Amos
No,
isn't
the,
lawful.
No, not that guy. The other dude.
He's insane.
The main
He's a
character?
sociopath. He is a
Yeah.
sociopath. Yes.
Holden?
No, Holden's
Holden. Yeah. No, not Holden. The other guy. The guy from the detective that's after them.
Oh, Miller? Yeah, okay.
Miller.
I can see that. Yeah.
Oh
You're
yeah,
rogue.
yeah.
You're right. You're right. You're right. You got it.
Miller is a lawful rogue.
Doors and corners, kid.
Doors and
Doors
corners.
and corners. Yep.
Anyway,
Anytime
that's
he ever gets an attack.
Okay,
done,
so yeah, he
attack,
runs
anyway.
off and begins his research, and you feel yourselves beginning to become tired, and you notice there is a sun setting in the distance, though it's hard to tell that it's happening. But it is at this point that you feel you should make your way back to the inns for the day.
Well, we'll all do that, I suppose.
Yep. It's bedtime.
All right. And Osseo and Dake puts in their 2 hours of work. And Bart, you notice that one of the flyers you passed out, the gentleman you gave it to, is sitting in the corner.
Oh, I'll go up to him and shake his hand and smile at him and tell him that I'm glad he's here and sit down with him and buy him a drink and a drink myself and
Really going all in.
start telling him
Good
about
hospitality.
yeah, provide him some good hospitality and ask him if he if he's ever heard of the name Marville Merriweather, and just start chatting with him. My father, yeah.
Isn't
and
that
just-
Superman's dad's name? Wait a second.
Is it really?
No.
That'd be fucked up.
Marville Merriweather?
Not the Merriweather part. Marvel name.
I don't know. I just pulled up a male human D&D name list, random generator.
Okay.
Be right back, guys.
Yeah, me too. 30-second
Yeah.
BRB.
Oh, no problem, guys. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. This is a
okay.
good pausing point. And it is 9 o'clock. But awesome sesh.
9
That was our
o'clock.
best stuff ever.
Try being on the
Yeah.
East Coast.
That was fantastic.
It was really nice to finally get
Well
like
done, everybody.
a full session of RP. It's just been like non-stop combat for the first like intro missions.
Yep, that was great.
Yeah. Good
Really
stuff,
good.
y'all.
I feel like my character is fleshing out pretty good. That's great.
Oh yeah.
Getting fleshy.
Yep, getting good and fleshy.
Yeah, Nerps, let's play some 11 tomorrow. I'll hit you up, dog.
All right.